What's going on, guys? It's been a crazy day, but today I'm going to unbox, ta-da! I got the Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon, the board game, which I'm super hype about. I'm really into board games. I have a whole collection just over there. I mean, you can see just right there. I got my Warhammer and everything. It's my Warhammer case, so I'm pretty excited. Let's just pop this open, see what's up, and then I'll probably do maybe a stream or videos of me painting the minis, and I'll probably do like a solo play or something and let you guys see what the game's like. So let's pop this bad boy open. There's a lot of plastic. It's really heavy, very awkward. I have like no space, so I have to be careful. Don't want to knock over a bunch of stuff. Ugh. Probably a good sign I need to clean my desk. Yeah, Tainted Grail. I mean, I'm absolutely in love with the game. I'm so excited to play the board game version. It's crazy to me because it actually was a board game adaptation turned into a Scrolls like RPG game, which I've been absolutely adoring, despite what everyone else may say. But let's take a look. All right, here comes the cover. We're gonna plop that right over here. All right, we have a nice little start here thing, kind of like a quick start guide, a lot of quests. Looks like there's a lot of like map building and everything there too. So it seems like a sort of dynamic RPG adventure type board game. I'm a big fan of those. I like things like Mansions of Madness or Descent into the Darkness. I'm hoping we get some extra lore bits. We got the rule book here. I love the art. Cannot wait. Kind of a girthy rule book, so it might take a little bit to get the hang of everything, but here's an example of setup. Looks pretty intricate, but I'm sure it'll make sense. The hardest part with board games is just the very beginning. After that, it's kind of whatever. Place that right over there. Let's take a look at what we got here. Oh my goodness. So this is the Exploration Journal. It's fairly thick. I'm guessing it's going to be something like the Wasteland Survival Adventure, or something like Descent into Avernus, something along those lines. Or maybe, depending on your choices, it's like a choose your own adventure book. They give you like numbers. And you can basically tell the game that you're doing X, Y, or Z, and you'll go do that. In fact, let's pop this open. Try not to damage the book. I gotta say the packaging is really, really good. They definitely want to make sure that it's not gonna get damaged, which is kind of a little cherry on top. There is a few board games I've ordered, especially when you get it from online. It sometimes stuff can get broken or things can get bent, chipped, whatever, especially if there's like an actual board, which is always a bummer. But they actually really secured this. They even made sure that the spiral binding was protected on here, which is super nice of them. Of course, I'll probably end up hurting it in some way, shape, or form in the future. Then my X-Acto, I'll have to use my little X-Acto here. Oh, I don't know if that actually helped. I never do these, all right? Bear with me. Uh-huh. Cool, cool, cool. Oh no, I'm bending it. Please. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. All right, wow. Dude, this Exploration Journal is massive. Let's take a look inside. Okay, so yes, it is kind of like what I was sort of describing. So if you see here, it looks like it's divided up by zones, but there's a bunch of numbers here, which I'm assuming while you're playing, it will say, go to this number, or like if you want to do this, you'll go read that section of the game. So that's super cool, and probably why it's so thick. So you probably wouldn't use all of this unless you're going for like 100% or something. But I'll place that right over here. Oh, cool. I don't know why, but I love this type of stuff. Even in like Dungeons and Dragons or anything, I love when there's like a physical like scroll or letter that you get to sort of read over and everything. So I'm not going to look at that ahead of time just because I don't want to spoil anything. But here, this is cool. So it looks like a bunch of character sheets. It's like a whole little thick pamphlet for character sheets. Bunch of different statuses on the back. Of course, I won't really know what's on there, but it looks like there's food, wealth, rep, XP, and magic. Something about location as well. menhirs, quest dials, guardians, and then just player notes. So that's kind of neat. And then here, wow, these are the player boards. It looks like there's a few classes, so let's kind of pop that open, see what else we have there. So far it looks like it's a healing class, maybe a restoration mage of some sort. There also seems to be an insanity meter, which is super cool because like I said, Mansions of Madness, one of my favorite board games ever. Still have to beat it. It's really hard, but I love just cosmic horror and stuff like that. It looks like these things pop out, but I'll probably try to leave them together. So we have Avalon, who looks like a druid or some sort of a healing wizard. It looks like there is a healing ability right there. We have Bayor, who looks like he's a Del Rita, some sort of like a Thor-like character. Maybe I'll play him. I love playing just the burly, tanky dudes. We have Maggot. Maggot made an appearance in the board game first. I actually really like Maggot. His quest where he turns into a worm is super crazy. Maybe I'll have to play as Maggot. And then we have Aev. Looks like he's also a Del Rita. He is... I don't know what he's... Oh, he's using like a scythe, which is pretty cool. So there is Aev. He seems to be good at gathering, maybe because of the scythe or something. That's awesome. And then, woohoo! Here is my favorite part and my main reason for getting the game that I can't wait to take a crack at, because I love painting. I just haven't really done it lately. Gotta get this protective plastic cover off. But wow, okay, so this looks like the menhir that's in Kuanacht in the game. Super high detail, and I'm like, look at the back. Wow. My camera's not like amazing, so hopefully you can see all that, but I cannot wait to paint that. I still don't know very much about the menhir other than the fact that they protect people from the weirdness. So maybe that'll get explained in here. So that's one menhir. Looks like this is another menhir. Dude, these are so awesome looking. Look at that. And for a pre-sculpted, like, unbuilt mini, the detail's pretty good. I mean, it's not like the most amazing detail I've ever seen on a mini, but for something that comes pre-constructed, ready to go, I'd say that is more than good enough. So there's that. And it looks like there is a third menhir. It looks like there's also, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little slot there, so there must be something you can do in there. I like this one. He's got his arms up. They all seem to be... I just noticed there's a little guy, like, stuck in the back there. I don't know if you can see his face, if I can get it to focus. So I'm hoping it explains the lore of the menhir a little bit. So that's really cool. And then we also have some of the characters... I don't know if you can see it. Maybe that looks like Maggot. He looks a little distraught there. Hopefully you can see. And then I have... Oh, this is a four dweller. You can tell because of his 4 arms. 4 dweller, 4 arms. Makes sense, right? So that's cool. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this is a weird night that happens in the game too. Like he just kind of pops up. Maybe that was like because of the board game mechanic. Oh, don't want to break it. Looks like this is Bayor. He's got his little hammer there, or he's like a blacksmith. I'm not really sure, but looks really cool. This is, okay, yeah, so this is the Mystic Druid Healer Lady. She even has a little spell effect. Can't wait to paint that. Definitely I'm gonna try to copy the actual cards. The only thing I'm worried about, I'm not super good at freehanding, but the like blue lines right there, it's hard while I'm holding like this, but the blue lines on the skin, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Is that something that's not really on there? I'll have to try my best. But here is Aliv. Gosh, his head's so tiny. It does not appear like he has the lines grooved into his body, but that scythe is so cool. I can't wait. We'll have to see how it turns out. He'll probably be a little botched, I'm not gonna lie. What else do we have here? So you have some sort of tokens, I'm guessing are for the men here. They look like they would slot right in. What else? Got our little cubes that will track health and other things within the game. Cubes are always fun. There's a bunch of cards, which this looks like open and play, so do not shuffle. So this is like, this looks like maybe some sort of random events. There's a suspicious guard on the back there. What else have we got? These are some big honking cards. What is this? Okay, so it kind of breaks down the gameplay. So you have the start of the day, during the day, and then end of day, where it goes into the weirdness. Looks like these have like dungeons or something. Pretty cool. And then these must be like spell and item cards. There are a lot of spell and item cards. It looks like we have monstrous strength, I'm guessing is some sort of spell or like a potion or something. And then we also have the pristine weirdstone. So many items. I haven't seen some of these in the actual game either. Oh yeah, here we go. Item cards, and then these are secret cards, so that's pretty cool. And then over here, I won't waste your time by opening all of this and going through it, and some of these require to stay in the same order, but these are all the other cards. We've got this pile over here as well. So many components. I'll have to sleeve these. And then these look like condition type cards. I know, it looks like traps. So I'll show the back of that. It says you are going insane. What do we have here? This looks like, oh, this is an encounter deck. So there's temptations, maybe some sort of weird vampire witch stuff going on. Now I think about it, there isn't very many vampires in the game. We have some more benevolent looking encounters. We have just a random rabbit, so you could probably go hunting. Looks like, yeah, you get to loot some food there. So it's kind of like a survival RPG. This looks like a bunch of quests. Those are all quests in the game. We have diplomacy cards. So looks like if you were to talk to an NPC, you could use these cards here. Diplomacy. And then it says commanding tone. You would be able to gain 2 charges of whatever that icon is and draw some extra cards. So probably very useful. We also have advancement pool, which I'm guessing is sort of like something with leveling up or something. So a lot of options there. And then combat, and oh, it looks like there's even weather. So this is a good weather card. And then I'm assuming, you know, if there's bad weather, there will be some sort of negative connotations with that. And then it also has its own special dice, which are really cool. If you can see, it has sort of the Pictish or Nordic runes as well on there. So this is just a regular D6 with all the runes, but then you also have this die with a bunch of runes on it. Not really sure what it means. Is this northeast, south? Okay, so this is like a direction die, but then there's also an X on the bottom. So I'm not really sure what that means, but I'm really excited. Just from what I see here, it looks like there's a lot of replayability. Looks like there's going to be a lot of different things that will happen in this board game. So I'm going to work on trying to paint them up. That'll probably take a while. Ooh, some little gold and silver things, probably money or something. But I'm gonna try to work through these my best. Maybe I'll just slap chop them. Maybe we'll do a little stream just showing off these awesome minis. I'm super impressed with the men here. If I had like a fancy 3D printer, I'd totally print like a King Arthur and paint it up, rather than like, I should do that. I should get a fancy like resin printer and just just print a bunch of stuff that I like, because why spend money on the merch if I could just paint it up myself? But that's for a whole other thing. So just wanted to kind of show off what's in the Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon board game. Hopefully you think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I'll try to do like a stream or something if I can figure out how to work my camera in a way where you guys can see everything. My lighting's not super amazing here, as you can see, but other than that, I'll keep posting some Tainted Grail stuff. I do have Clair Obscur Expedition 33, a lot of other people's nomination for Game of the Year. There's so many awesome games this year for Game of the Year. I'm so excited. I also have to check out the DLC for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So other than that, I mean, I'm going to keep posting shorts. I'll keep posting regular videos as much as I can, and trying to stream as much as I can. I'm going to try to stream maybe once a week, hopefully. I'll try to remember to put schedules out on Twitch too, so if anyone wants to hang out, ask questions, talk about Tainted Grail or whatever other game you guys are interested in these days. But thanks for hanging out. I just wanted to show off the board game. I will try to do like a solo play or something eventually, but let me know what you think. If you played the board game, let me know your thoughts. Try not to spoil it, please. But other than that, there is another Tainted Grail board game that, if this one's super fun, I might try that one out as well. I think it's called Ruined King, so it makes me hopeful that they'll do like a DLC or a sequel to Fall of Avalon. Maybe we'll get to see the Ruined King stuff. And yeah, so thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.